Right, hello and welcome to my next adventure. You've already gathered by the title of the video, but this is my Yorkshire Three Peaks challenge. Three Peaks is a 25-mile round circular route, I believe. I believe it's 25 miles. Going over three peaks here, and I think the first one I'm going up is Pen-y-ghent, which I probably pronounced wrong. The time's now 5 minutes past 7. I started off just before 7, so to complete this challenge you've got to do it in 12 hours, which I should hopefully be able to do. So I've got until 7 o'clock this evening to get back. Right, there is a cafe. There is a cafe in the little village here of Horton-on-Ribblesdale. That used to do a clock in, clock out sort of thing, so you could record your time that you left and your time you got back, but for some reason the cafe's shut now. I know it shuts this time of the morning anyway, 7 o'clock, but last night I had a look at the cafe and there's a note on the door saying that unforeseen circumstances, the cafe's now shut until further notice. So it's a pity, but doesn't matter. And already it's opening out a bit. Well, the time's just coming up to 25 minutes past 7, and already, if I'm pointing this right way, got the first view of the first peak. Whew. About 6 or 7 people have I've already seen on the trail this morning, and they've all passed me as I've been taking my fleece off. This is not a breath of wind at all today. I think I'm going to be quite lucky. There's no rain forecast, although you never can tell. I've got my wet weather gear just in case. But yeah, I think it's going to be quite like this. Cloud, no rain, and not much of a breeze. Although on the tops there probably will be. Right, let's carry on. I'll see you at the top. Well, that's the way I've just come from. Horton is down there amongst the trees, and that's the path I've just come up through here, and now I've got to go up there, and that looks quite tiring. But this part of the trail, this part of the Yorkshire Three Peak Challenge, is actually on the Pennine Way for a bit anyway. Right, now I'm following that group up there. This bit looks tiring. Right, here goes. That's it, the time is now just gone 8:20. Just leaving the top of the first peak, Pen-y-ghent. I'm up here in the clouds. There's a lot of... Got to the top of that one, followed up another group of people. Then another load of people came up behind, so it's quite busy now. Well, when I say quite busy, I've probably seen about 10-15 people so far. It's not too bad. Now I've got quite a bit of a walk onto the next one, which is Whernside, something like that. That's the next peak to go up. So that's taken me just over an hour 20 minutes to get up to the first one. Right. Just spin you around just so you can see what the view's like. Yep, that's the view. Right, let's move on to the next one. Right, the time's now just gone 10 o'clock. Oh, I'm a little way on from where I was before. It looks like the tops of all the hills have all got clouds on them over there, so I don't think I'm going to get a view from any of these peaks like the first one up in the clouds. But the weather certainly seems to be holding. It's actually quite nice walking weather, because it's cloudy skies. There's no sun or anything like that. There's hardly any wind at all. It's just a little bit fresh, so it's quite nice. As long as it doesn't start raining. I'm not sure how much further I've got to go until the next peak, but it's got to be over there somewhere in the clouds. So I think that first one was I think it's meant to be the steepest, or the most tiring to get up and down out of the three. So I'm glad if I've got that one out of the way first. I don't know what these other two are going to be like. Right, let's walk on. I'm just on a little bit further now. It's now coming up to 10 to 11, and I think up behind the houses there, I think that's the next peak, but I could be wrong. Got a bit of road walking now. Oh, I've just come out that farm gate and down the trail there, but spin around. Yeah, I think it's that one up there behind the houses. Right, let's walk on and see if I'm right or not. Oh. Well, I've just come from that path down there, walked by the bottom of the viaduct, I walked right from over here somewhere. Oh, and that must be, unless I'm very mistaken, that must be Pen-y-ghent, the first one I went up, and I think I was right. This is the one I got to go up now. This is the second one. Path goes up here a bit further, and then I think it loops around and goes up on top there somewhere. And then I should end up walking down that way somewhere, because I believe Horton's down there somewhere. I took some photos down at the viaduct, which I've already put in the video, but I don't want to do much filming down there because it's just touristy everywhere down there. I did read on the internet that there was meant to be a burger van down there, but there was no burger van today. But it is a Tuesday, so maybe it's just a weekend thing. But there certainly is a lot of people around. Right, let's get going then. That's the way I'm headed. On a little bit further now, and I just saw this the river here, and they've got it going down some steps, which I thought was quite interesting. I put a photo on it on the video, then I realised it's going over the railway line. It's actually on a bridge. Not something you see every day. Right, let's mosey on. Right, the top of, I think it's pronounced Whernside. The second peak is just up there. I don't think I've got too much further to go, and it looks like it might even be clear on the top. I just thought I'd stop. In the distance there, that's Pen-y-ghent, the first one. And if you can see the path here behind me, it goes down there, all the way along here, and then down into the valley, and all the way up the other side. So it's quite an old trek over here. Yeah, it's quite a trek to get over here from the first peak. Right, let's carry on. Hopefully before the cloud comes in, because the cloud's coming in over there. Looks a bit dark as well, so I might get a bit of rain. Right, let's see if I can get to the top here before the cloud comes in. Right, the time is now 20 past 1. I've just made it to the top of Whernside, the second peak. Just here where there's a little stone shelter built there. Oh, it's a big of a long old trudge getting up here. Ooh, if I stand up, I'll show you the view. That's where I came up there along the ridge, right down the bottom. All along there's a train track down there and there's the viaduct. Pen-y-ghent is in the distance, and over there is the next one to go. Every now and again the sun comes out and it gets quite warm, but at the moment up here it's quite windy, so I'll sit down for another 5 minutes and then start moving again. It's just coming up to 2 o'clock. I tell you, as hard as it is going up these peaks, coming down is by far harder for me, because it is almost straight down. I'll show you. That's where I came from. It's straight way down. Yeah, because I was a bit worried about my, or a bit concerned about my knees, because if anybody's watched my my last long distance walk, the Hebridean Way, I had issues with my knees on that. I think that was probably due to a lot of road walking. So there was a lot of road walking on that long distance trail, but I was having a little concern, because doing 25 mile in one day, I mean I haven't finished yet, but doing 25 mile in one day, I was wondering if that was pushing it with my knees, but so far no worries. But I am taking it steady though. Right, better crack on. What's that? 2. So I've got 5 hours to finish. I've got 5 hours to climb the next one and down the other side. Yeah, 5 hours to go up there and down the other side. Right, better make a move. Right, the time's now gone, what's that, 7 minutes past 3. And that's the last, getting closer to it. Oh, what was it called? I can't remember the name of this one. Ingleborough, something like that. Yeah, the trail goes up here in front of me. There's somebody up there on the trail, and I don't know where you go up there. How you get up there? It's all on my map. I'll have to get the map out and have a look. But I was told that it is quite steep. And there are quite steep bits there, so this could be fun. Just spin around. That's where I was earlier. That's the second peak, and I just walked through this field here. So just up over this, down the other side, and back to the campsite. Right. So I've got just under 4 hours to do it in. I hopefully should be able to do that. Right, let's move on. Right, it's coming up to 20 to 5. I'm on the top of Ingleborough. The trig point's just over that way. There's a mound, I think, which is the highest over there, the highest point over there. I've just stood on that. Now I've got 2 hours 20 minutes to get back down again. I'll just show you the. Yes, and it's very windy, so time to get back down. A little bit further down now, and it's now coming up to 5:30. So that gives me an hour and a half. I think I'm going to be cutting this a bit fine. Oh well. See how far I get. Right, I've just passed another signpost that says Hornton is 1 mile away. And the time is now just 20 past 6. So it looks like I should be getting into Hornton, I reckon, at about 20 to 7. So whew, with a bit of luck I'll make it. I've got to say, this 12-hour challenge. It certainly is a bit tough, because although I'm certainly no Olympic athlete, I consider myself reasonably fit, and I say reasonably, you know, could do with losing a bit of weight, but you know how it is. But yeah, and I've only actually sat down. The first time was for 10 minutes. After that, it was only, I think, a couple of 5 minutes. I think the thing that sort of like ate into my time was on all the ascents, going up them, especially this last one. I sort of like walk for, I don't know, a minute, then I stop for 30 seconds, walk for a minute, stop for 30 seconds, just sort of like taking the view. I don't actually sit down, but some of the ascents are quite steep, so I think that that's probably what ate into my time. But anyway, hopefully I'm going to get down there by 7, and I think pub meal and a pint. Oh, right, I'll see you when I get down to the bottom. Hello, I'm just got back, or just getting back now, to the campsite. Campsite's just here. Oh. And bearing in mind I started at 7, the time is now 6:54. That gives me 6 minutes to spare. Oh, that was tough. Right, pint time.